Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make my favorite blueberry muffins. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. These blueberry muffins are super soft, super moist, they have nice tall muffin tops, and I know you are absolutely going to love them, so let's go ahead and get started by preheating our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Now in a large bowl, we're going to combine 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour with 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a half teaspoon of baking soda, a half teaspoon of salt, and I almost forgot 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This adds to the nice fluffiness of these muffins and helps keep them really soft. Now whisk everything together until this is well combined, and we'll set this aside for now. In a separate bowl, we are going to combine 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter with 1/4 cup of canola oil or vegetable oil or any neutral oil. Neutral cooking oil will work for this recipe. Nobody would use a neutral motor oil, right? Is there such a thing? And I like to just whisk these together just in case that butter is a little bit warm. The room temperature oil helps to temper that and keep it from being too hot, which could cook our eggs. That should have been eggs singular because we just need 1 egg for this recipe. Normally we would crack this in a separate bowl, but we're just gonna test our luck today and just hope we don't have a bad egg here. All right, perfect. So we can go ahead and add our vanilla extract. I'm really glad we don't have to start over. And we are also going to be adding 1 cup of full-fat sour cream. This is so key to the flavor and the moistness of these muffins. All right, now whisk everything together until it's nice and smooth. This mixture will be pretty thick. That's totally normal. This makes for a pretty thick batter overall. All right, bring back your dry ingredients and we will add this sour cream mixture to our dry ingredients. Unless instructed otherwise, never use an electric mixer when you're making muffins or they will come out really dense. To keep these nice and soft, we're just going to fold everything together with a spatula. Now, of course, we still have 1½ cups of fresh blueberries. You could use frozen blueberries that we need to add to this batter. Because we don't want to weigh down these muffins, we are not going to wait until we've completely combined our wet and dry ingredients. Instead, once our batter is about, say, 75% of the way combined, at this point we will add our blueberries. And that is 1 3/4 cup. I think I said 1½ it's 1 3/4 cup. Now we can finish combining our wet and dry ingredients and the blueberries will get evenly distributed while we do that, and the batter is not going to get overmixed. Okay, so this looks perfect. So now we are going to divide our batter into a 12-count muffin tin. As you can see, I have lined mine with paper liners. Unlike many of my recipes, we are going to be filling these muffin liners all the way to the top. We are going to use all of that batter. And for some extra sweetness, you can sprinkle these with a little bit of extra granulated sugar on top. Of course, I want that extra sweetness. All right, take these muffins over to your 425 degree Fahrenheit oven, and they're going to need to bake for 8 minutes. Now, at the 8-minute mark, do not open your oven door, but change the temperature down to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you do that, you're going to let them continue to cook for about another 10 to 12 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs. I do not do this just to make more work for you. By cooking the muffins on 2 temperatures, we allow them to get a really nice rise by baking them on that high temperature, and then we reduce the heat. That way they don't turn out dry inside, but they get to slowly finish cooking on the inside. Makes for the perfect muffin. Now we don't want these muffins to get soggy from sitting in the muffin tin, and a lot of times that can happen if you let them cool completely. So once they've cooled for about 5-8 minutes, I'm going to use the knife to carefully pry them up. Now remember, the pan is still hot, and I'll place them on a cooling rack where they can cool completely. And that is how you make my favorite super soft blueberry muffins. If you try this recipe out, please let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I love these.